Hey everyone, Alexis Garcia with PJTV, backstage here at the Women Working for Change conference in Washington, D.C. And right now I'm joined by former First Lady of Utah and the wife of presidential candidate Jon Huntsman, Mary Kaye Huntsman. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to see you, Alexis. Thank you.
Now, you said that your husband is the undiscovered leader of this race. And as a lot of Republicans and conservatives start to take a second look at some of these other candidates, what are they hoping that they see in your husband?
I don't think they've taken a first look at him yet. So some people say, oh, is he going to get a second look? And I think he was overlooked at the very beginning because people thought mistakenly that he was moderate or liberal. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. He has, the most pro-growth record. He has, he's always been pro-life. He's always been pro-Second Amendment. He has, a very conservative record, always has. And his economic package was endorsed by the Wall Street Journal as the best of the candidates. I feel that he was overlooked by perceptions, and now he's getting a first look. And that first look is pretty good because he is a candidate that has substance, he's rational, he has common sense, he's ready to lead on day one. Nobody ever says he's not experienced, and nobody ever says he's not ready to go from day one. And I think that he not only has a business background, which I think is important going forward with the way that our economy is, he has led a state, and not only just led a state, but to #1 in job creation, best managed state in the country. And he has something that I think is unique to all the candidates, and that is extensive foreign policy experience. Mm-hmm. And in a troubled world that we live in today, I don't know about you, but I think we need a president that understands our world.
Now, talk a little bit about that, because, we've seen people like Michelle Bachmann, people like Herman Cain rise and fall in the polls. I mean, you're out there on the campaign trail. What are you hearing from voters? I mean, what do you think is not getting through? I mean, you're right, your husband was governor of one of the most conservative states. What do you think voters are actually looking for?
I think that as time goes on and we get through the circus affair, which we call this reality show, and so many candidates have gone up and down, we've seen them all rise and fall, it's now time to get serious. And when you're going to go into that voting box, you want to make sure that who you put down there can lead this country. I feel like that Jon is, what he was as a governor was the people's candidate. He is a people's governor. He is a people's candidate. As I watch him go through the airports and restaurants and anywhere we go, people stop him. And the interesting thing about Jon is he unites people. And when he won for re-election as governor of Utah, which is the reddest state in the union, and he won at 78%. He won with Republicans, independents, and more Democrats than his Democrat opponent. He never changed his principles. He never changed his values. He ran a conservative, as a conservative record, but people knew they could trust him. And they knew that what he said he was going to do. And I think the people that stop us, random people on the streets, in the airports, they are conservative Republicans, they are independents, they are conservative Democrats. We have been stopped continuously by all walks who say, you're the only one I can vote for because you're common sense, you're rational, you get it, and I'm concerned about our country.
Now, talking a little bit about values, because you've been so active on the campaign trail, your daughters have actually taken a little bit of a role in this election. I mean, as a mother and a wife of a candidate, how does your family deal with the rigors of the campaign trail?
We deal with it by doing it as a family, and we all jumped in 100%. We have our 3 older daughters, Marianne, Abby, and Liddy, that have done the Jon 2012 Girls, and they got involved just by deciding that they wanted people to know their dad more. They believe in him, and they're at the ages where they're concerned about the direction of the country. So they wanted to get involved, and they also have been so great to help us with the 2 little ones that are home, and we juggle. So we make sure there's a consistency with the kids that that they don't feel disrupted in their schedules. We have 2 boys serving the United States Navy, and I will tell you they are strength. They give us that inner strength every day to say they can get out and do what they're going to be doing in life. We can surely do this.
Now, you've been you're very much an activist. You started a lot of youth programs as the First Lady of Utah, most notably with diabetes. We have a lot of Republican conservative women that are becoming a lot more involved at the local level. What advice do you have for those women that are starting to get more active in their communities?
A couple of things. Find their passion and what they feel that they can actually make a difference in people's lives, and also to be able to, gain that inner strength inside to not worry about the media and the things that might be said. So often people don't get involved because they're worried that something negative will be said, and they have to think about the lives that they can change and realize that that all goes with it. And you have to look within inside yourself and think that you can get through the negative part of it, because it's worth it in the end. And I also give you some advice. Anyone that's thinking of running, don't read anything that comes out negative. If you see a negative title of an article, don't read it.
Stay away from the media.
It ruins your day if you do.
Well, Mrs. Huntsman, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.